What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tyler. We are going to talk about a ton of things in this video, give you guys the normal update like we do on the Ortex data, the institutional owners via the 13F filings that are now starting to come out, Sonko tracker data, and the CPI numbers that did come out this morning, what that could do for the overall markets in the next coming weeks leading up into the Fed meeting coming on November 2nd through November 3rd, which is going to be the main focus for investors. But besides that, we have to cover two very important topics. I know you guys have seen a lot of videos out on YouTube talking about shorts have been covering, even some videos suggesting that Citadel has started to cover on their short positions because the short interest has started to tick to the downside. Just to tell you guys, I don't think shorts have started to cover their positions whatsoever. We are gonna provide my opinion or back up my opinion using the factual data, and I think that is important to do whenever you hear claims like this. If there is no factual data to support what they are saying, I don't think there is a lot of credence to what they are saying to begin with. So we're gonna go over how these shorts are most likely using the option chain to report back to their brokers and make it look like they have been covering on their short positions. Other than that, we're going to talk about this next potential leg up to the upside because what we've seen today with AMC stock was very bullish. So let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into this video. Hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know down below in the comment section, what do you guys think about all of these videos suggesting that short sellers have started to cover, and what do you think about this next potential leg up to the upside? So let's dive straight into this video, and let's first go over, have shorts been covering on their short position? And what these videos are referring to is the Ortex data, how the short interest went from about 21% over the past week now down to 17.72% short interest. That is because we got the exchange reported short interest data, which came in at 17.8%. And just to remind you guys, we were climbing ever since June 30th, going up consecutively every time we got this exchange reported short interest data. So this is the first time we've actually ticked to the downside in about 3 months. And this doesn't make a lot of sense if you logically think about this, right? Take a look at the last time we got the exchange reported short interest data coming in at 19%. AMC's share price was at $46.43. Now, when we did get this settlement date for the short interest data, the price of AMC was down $11, down to $35.19. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to suggest that shorts have covered about 8 million shares. So right there, that doesn't make a lot of sense whatsoever. And from what I see in the comment sections, the enthusiasm around the ape community, I don't think apes in large have been selling out of their positions. And let me remind you guys that the volume has been very low. So it would have been quite possible back here, even in, mid-August, when we were seeing, 50 to 100 million of daily volume, it would be quite possible to slip, 8 million shares, 7 million shares that would have been covered in those days and not really notice it. But the price of AMC was going up. Now that the volume is dramatically lower, I think you would have seen a move to the upside instead of consecutively going down if we had seen 7, 8 million shares that were covered. When you're only seeing 20 to 35 million of volume on any given day, even a couple million of just buys going into the stock to cover on short positions would give you a big boost to the upside. And really the only big move that we have seen was back here on September 30th when we did go up about 20%, and that was literally the settlement day. So I don't think the data here suggests that shorts have actually been covering. This is only my opinion. Maybe they did somehow, and maybe, apes are selling out, but that's just not what I could tell you guys. That's not what I am seeing reflected. And if I were to put my money on something, it would be this next thing that we are talking about. So essentially, these big guys, these hedge funds, they can just buy calls that are out of the money and basically go back to their brokers and say, hey, we covered on our short positions. There's nobody really to verify this. If the SEC does find out, it's like a $750,000 fine up to $1 million fine. And by doing this, especially with AMC stock, it makes a lot of sense to try to crush the ape community, because that is why AMC is still up at these high prices, because the apes have banded together. They all have the same goal. We just like the stock. We want to hold the stock. We know the due diligence, the short squeeze that is here. We know the manipulation, the fraud that has been going on. If you can crush the ape mentality, crush the soul of apes, that's where the short sellers win. And by making it look like shorts have covered with no price action to the upside, that's exactly their plan on how to do this. Now, let me tell you this, just because you're fake covering, that does not mean the short interest has actually changed, if my theory is correct. So just because you're buying these calls, it would actually hurt the short sellers in the long run once AMC does go to those crazy prices, because if you haven't covered, you're still losing money when AMC does go up. So not too much has actually changed. Nothing has actually changed in my personal opinion. This could be seen as a bullish thing if you look at this the same way that I am looking at this, but don't think my opinion on this is 100% correct. If you guys have anything else to add, maybe something that does not line up with what I'm saying, feel free, let me know down below in the comment section. That's very important. All your opinions are very valuable. So that's the first thing that I did want to cover, the shorts not covering. I don't think shorts have been covering. It does not make a lot of sense. Now let's talk about this next move to the upside. And we did see a strong day today, up 2.96%. We were down in after hours about 0.3%. Excuse me. But we have since went back to break even. We are not negative or positive, literally neutral in after hours, 0% change in after hours. So today was a strong day overall. The markets did have a good day overall as well, and this comes down to the CPI data, consumer price index data, that did come out today. Markets obviously took this very positive. S&P up 0.3%, NASDAQ up 0.73%, the Russell 2000 up 0.34%. So investors are taking this good. As we do know, AMC does correlate with the overall markets. When the markets are even up 0.3 or 0.7%, you see AMC up a lot more. When the markets are down, 1%, 0.5%, you see AMC down a couple percentage points. So this is nothing too crazy, and the actual numbers didn't come in too bad. Really, the numbers have kept us up high because the food and energy prices have been climbing. Now, the consumer prices overall rose 0.4% in September, pushing the year-over-year gain to 5.4%, which this was pretty much in line with analyst expectations. If this had came in over 0.5% or 0.6% for the month of September, that definitely would have been seen as more of a bearish thing. And actually, in the video that I made yesterday, I thought the markets would sell off. I thought this number would come in a little bit higher, but that is why you never base trades based off of these videos, because if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right, but it's ultimately your guys' money. So if I didn't say it already, I'm not a financial advisor. Take these videos with a grain of salt. It is only my opinion, but we use the factual data to really solidify opinions here, to make them make sense overall. Now, so really talking about the CPI, if we've seen a positive reaction today, it'll take a couple more days to see exactly how the market does feel about this, but I tend to think the markets are just going to think all is well, and we should continue to rally, considering the markets are still down substantially from where we just were at, really early September. September 2nd, we hit our all-time high on the S&P, $454.05, or the SPY, the ETF of the S&P 500. We are still down substantially, really sitting at our 100-day moving average as we do currently speak, a little bit under this, so we are definitely not out of the danger zone yet, but we have a lot of room to rally to the upside. And like we said, AMC correlates the overall market, so if we do see the market start to go up a lot, you're going to see AMC go up a lot as well. Now, let's take a look at the Stock O Tracker data, guys. Let's get into this information. Now, we are seeing in the money calls for this week expiring on Friday at 22,744, out of the money calls at 278,595. So a lot of apes are gambling on these options, and I don't believe in playing the options in AMC until you get a confirmed rally. But nevertheless, it is only Wednesday. Today we still have Thursday and Friday, and a lot of these options are compressed and they are just out of the money. As you guys can see, most of these this open interest, or a lot of this, is really held at the $38 strike. Well, we're on the wrong expiration date. The $38 strike has 10,265 for open interest. that controls over 1 million contracts. And then at the $40 strike, you're looking at 2.6 million shares that would potentially have to be hedged for another 1.2 million at the $41 strike, $43 strike, 1.1 million, over 1 million at the $44 strike. And relatively speaking to the low volume that we are seeing on any given day with AMC, to see, millions of potential shares have to be bought by the market makers to hedge these calls, that could give you a substantial move to the upside. So I would definitely not cross the gamma squeeze for, tomorrow and Friday off the table, even though Fridays tend to be negative with AMC stock. So that is really the whole thesis here. But overall, once we see the volume come back into the stock, which is inevitably going to happen, you're going to see the next leg up. And when you do take a step back and look at the trajectory with just AMC in general, if you're taking it back to where we were, $28 per share, we're still up $10 from then. That was August 5th. So you still see an upward trajectory, still just range bound in between $36.56, where I have this line marked right here, and $40. So you're going to see a break to the downside or to the upside. After today, it looks a little bit more likely we will see that break above $40 and to the upside. So that is the thesis behind, why I think AMC is likely to go up. The short sellers have not been covering. Now the Ortex data, 17.72% short interest of free float. Share utilization is at 86.25%. Free float on loan is literally not moving around a lot at all. So I don't know what's going on with Ortex. We should get some kind of estimate, because I don't think that we would just, be at 22% free float on loan for, about 2 weeks now, but it's at 22.12%. Meaning if the estimated short interest is at 17.72%, we definitely have room to go higher with the short interest yet again. Now, last thing we are going to cover in this video is the AMC institutional owners. And what I want to point out is we are getting more filings coming out, and the average share price on a lot of these positions are in between, high 40s, $45, $46, $47 to as high as $56, and they are holding on to their positions, and some are even adding new positions. 617,497 shares added by First Trust Advisors LP for $35 million that have continually held on to their positions, as well as brand new positions being added, like I said. So the picture here overall looks very bullish. A firm would not hold on to a substantially losing position if they thought it was never going to go back to the price that they paid, or just go back up in general. So I think the overall consensus here for AMC is very bullish. I am very bullish. Nothing has changed. The situation here looks to be primed for a rally, in my opinion. So that is going to wrap up this video. If you guys got some value out of it, hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know down below in the comment section, like I said, what do you think about all of this information? Have shorts been covering? Are we getting ready for another big leg up with AMC stock? If you guys also do want to directly support the channel, link for public, link for Webull down below in the description of this video, as well as if you guys want to get notified every time I do make a trade in real time, a day trade, swing trade, or long-term investment with stock, options, and or crypto, check that out. Link also down below in the description of this video. We just closed out our short position on Robinhood using puts that did bag us almost 90% profit only in the span of a couple of days. So that is all for this video. You guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you in the next one.